Amen. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, I'd like to start this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Cha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Salutations unto the 144,000 doing the work of the Lord in all truth, honor, and sincerity. And shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children who believe in this word being taught unto them. Shabbat, I'm Nawa Allah. I'm back at you with another drive and talk entitled Prepare for That Standard to Be Lifted. You know, we're living in a time where our enemies are getting ready to come down on us like a flood. So that means there's only one thing left to do, man. The Lord has to come through on His word, and He's gonna have to lift up that standard, man. You know, otherwise we ain't gonna be able to prevail, man. But you know, the book of 2 Corinthians 10:4, I believe, it tells us how the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual. You know, so we don't need to rely on guns and knives and whatnot. Our weapons are spiritual, man. You know, we just have to genuinely, wholeheartedly believe that Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is with us, and He gonna deliver us from the hand of our enemies, man. Okay, I'm pretty sure, you know, if you're in the world of Israel, or the cosmos of Israel, you would have seen that video of that Edomite dude pulling out a gun on that Jake, man. And he got you know, he got put in his place. Okay? But this goes to show you just you know, the seriousness of what we're doing, man, when it comes to these, you know, teaching this word, and how really by us teaching the Bible the correct way and boldly, what's happening, well, really, yeah, what it is that we've become the enemy of the state. You know, really, we're the government's biggest enemy. Yeah, you got all kind of crimes going out: drug dealing, fraud, murders, kidnapping, whatever. All right, but we're at the top of that list. Imagine that, for reading some ancient text, because these words have power, man. It's more than just ancient text. All right, it's prophetic, and it speaks on the downfall of this man's kingdom. So of course he won't have a problem with us. All right. This is Psalms 118 and verse 5. It says, I called upon the Lord in distress. The Lord answered me and set me in a large place. That large place is talking about the kingdom, man. Because ultimately, that's our destination, Lord willing, is the kingdom of heaven. Okay? It says in verse 6, the Lord is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me? Alright, and this is the thing that we also have to know and understand, is that man can only do unto us what the Lord allows him to do. Alright, that's what Yahweh Shai was emphasizing during the time of His crucifixion. You can only do what the Lord has ordained you to do, bro, but outside of that, you can't do shit. You see? What's going on here? So we hey, man, the scriptures talk about, that's in Proverbs 14 and 26. It says, the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, man. And in Him is a place of refuge. Alright, so as long as we fear Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, we're doing what's required of us sincerely, hey man, we ain't got nothing to worry about, bro. You know? But of course we're in the flesh, So that worry may still kick in, but to the best of our ability, we have to try and worry less, because we serve a power who is very real and is omnipotent and will deliver us from the hand of our enemies, man, without a doubt. Verse 7, the Lord taketh my part with them that help me, therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. Alright, all those people, man, who are against us, all those people that got issues with us, man, we're gonna see our desire upon them, which is ultimately for them to be destroyed, man. Okay? It says it is better to put trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. You got, remember, man, when you growing up in the hood, man, and some nigga giving you trouble, man. You hit him with the, alright, cool, I'm gonna get my older brother. He might start shitting his pants. He might go into hiding before big bro can get there. We ain't gotta put confidence in man, okay? All we gotta do is put our confidence in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. He's the one that's gonna deliver us. He's the one that's gonna defend us, man. Okay? He's been defending us all this time, man. We're still here because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has his angels surrounding his men, surrounding the elect. Doesn't it say that in Psalms 34:7? The angel of the Lord encampeth around them that fear him. Okay? So we've actually got divine spirits around us, man, because we fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay? There's many situations, man, that we've been delivered from that we don't even know. We have no idea about. Okay? Because the angels that surround us, before it can even get to that, they've already made a way, man. And then sometimes that you've been delivered, because sometimes the Lord has it to where the situation plays out however it plays out, and then he delivers you. But then that's done all to glorify the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Bro, if you're gonna overtake me properly, bro. Meant to be flying down that road, So all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Okay? It says it is better to put trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes, and this is where the majority of the world is going to fall off, because they're going to trust in the government, with his digital ID, and then eventually the MOTB, and then they're going to trust the government against the threat, against the quote-unquote alien invasion, which, if you're in the truth, you know what the alien invasion is really all about. Alright, Yahweh and the holy angels coming back to do two things: to destroy this wicked kingdom and to save the elect. Revelation 1:7, Isaiah 66:15, 2nd Esdras 13, just to name a couple precepts, right? It says in verse 10, all nations compass me about, but in the name of the Lord will I destroy them. So, we need to walk around with this same confidence that King David had, man. And King David was a man with many enemies, and the Lord delivered him out of from all of them. And it's going to be the same thing this time round, because if we be of the house of David, we're getting stronger and stronger in the spirit, man. Let's hold that real quick. 2 Samuel 3:1 says, now there was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David, but David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. Alright, so the house of David represents the elect. The house of Saul would basically represent the non-elect. Alright, so Lord willing, we be of the house of David, we're waxing stronger and stronger until that great day. Okay, the day of our deliverance. So we just gotta stay in the fight, man. be patient, remain humble, and keep our head on a swivel and avoid trouble as much as we can. The scriptures say, if at all possible, live peaceably among all men. That's not always possible, but to the best of our ability, we have to operate that way, man, because ultimately we're behind enemy lines, and they're letting us know how they feel about us, man. And, they don't like the fact that Israel is waking up to this truth and coming back to our power. And then you've also got the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom, closing up their breaches. We're becoming united again. And that's something Esau most definitely didn't want happening. Yet here we are. All right, so we're doing a lot to upset this devil. When you really think about it, but really it's the Lord, man. What can we do? We're just bound by prophecy, and we're just doing what's been instructed of us, which is to teach this word, man. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay. This is Isaiah 59. You know what? I'm going to start at 15, man. It says, "Yeah, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment." And that's what we've done. We've departed from evil. We've put on the cloak of righteousness by repenting, coming into this truth, presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice. And this devil hates that, man. He hates the fact that you got Israelites out here waking up to this truth and coming back to their heritage. Okay? And the Lord hates the fact that there's no righteous judgment going forth, man. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness, it sustained him. All right, and ultimately the man that's gonna bring forth that righteous judgment, that indignation, is Yahushua. Okay, for he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. Because, hey, man, Psalm 7:11 tells us how the Most High is angry with the wicked every day, man. And his son, Yahushua, excuse me, is coming in that same spirit, man. Okay? And he's the one that's gonna pay these devils back, man. Pay all these wicked motherfuckers back, man. Okay? Verse 18, "According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense." That's why when you read Zephaniah 3:8, what does it say? "Therefore wait ye upon me until I rise up to the prey." It's not for us to, get all brave and take matters into our own hands and try and fight against Esau and things of that nature. That's really not that's not down to us, man. We have to wait on the Lord until he decides to rise up to the prey. And then in that happening, we have the next verse, verse 19. "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him." Okay? So the Lord is actually going to lift up that standard, man. When the enemy comes in like a flood. Because the enemy's coming in hot and heavy, man. You know, you got the ICE agents, rumors of these super soldiers, things of that nature, man. So in order for us to be able to combat that, the Lord is going to have to lift up that standard, man. Okay? So this thing of ours is all about being patient. We waiting patiently on the Lord. And you know, he's going to fight our corner for us, man. Okay? And one of the ways he's going to do that is by fighting through us, man. You know, the things that are written aforetime, we've written for our learning, man. We come from a nation of people where, hey man, one man of us would chase 1,000. Hey, that's getting ready to take place again. You know, Joshua 23:8, but cleave unto the Lord your power, as ye have done unto this day. For the Lord have driven out from before you great nations and strong, but as for you, no man hath been able to stand before you unto this day. One man of you shall chase 1,000, for the Lord your power, he it is that fighteth for you, and he hath promised you. That's why I was saying, one of the ways the Lord is going to fight for us is by fighting through us, man. That's just one of the many ways. Okay? But ultimately, man, hey, we got to prepare for that standard to be lifted, man. Touch not my anointed, neither do my prophets no harm, man. All right? So Esau, he's treading in deep waters, man. But that's okay, man. You know, the Lord gonna make a way for his elect, man. All right? So, yeah, I just wanted to touch on that this morning, man. Just some early morning edification. So I pray, Lord willing, it's been edifying. Until the next time I say shalom. Stay up, stay strong, man.